Hey guys, how's it going? Um, Today's video is going to be on the art of patience and time. I call it an art because it really is an art and it takes a lot to master it, you feel me? And I'm not saying I've mastered it, but what I am saying is, somebody who does master the art of patience is somebody who I would say essentially can master life. Um, to get started though, I just want to begin by saying like in a world where social media and a lot of content is short form and everything is about quickness and speed, and people's attention spans are really crunched up and small. um Patience and having patience is uh, is what I would call like having almost a magical tool at your disposal. um See, time is a lot of great things can be built without time, right? So let's talk about, for example, the Germans. Now I've talked about Germans before. Germans have an etiquette and a principle for the way they build things and manufacture things. They take their time and they make sure that throughout the way everything is steady, built steady, and like just high quality. Like their whole goal is slow and steady, but make sure it's good. You feel me? That's how Germans usually operate. When it comes to manufacturing their cars, their buildings, their cities, anything. You know what I'm saying? So if we take a page out of the German book, specifically the one about time, and you implement this into anything, whether it's a goal, a challenge, a relationship, anything. Time is the one thing that can make something that could possibly work be something that will work. Why? Because nothing great, like I just said, can be built without time. Um, so let's say you're working on something and you come across, there's different challenges on the way towards your goal or while you're learning. A lot of challenges don't require time, and you can get those over with. And you can learn them and you can repeat them and just get it done, right? But there's always going to be those one certain challenges along the way. Whether it may be you need something that might take time to get to you, or you need to download something, maybe you need to wait for something or somebody, and that takes time. Maybe you need to build a consistent base for something, and that takes time. Maybe your social media needs more followers, which is going to take time. Everything takes time. um and sadly enough, time is one of the things that also kills the most amount of dreams, because most people just they don't feel like they have the time to wait around for it. And time can be something that can be very dismotivating sometimes if you don't see it or look at it in the right way. um if we talk about Warren Buffett, again, he's like the best investor, one of the richest investors ever, right? He has a couple $1 billion. He's been investing since I think his like early or late teenage years. Warren Buffett, he's pretty old now. He's like about, I think he's like 60, 70 something, right? Could be 80, I'm not sure. Warren Buffett wasn't necessarily skilled the at trading. He wasn't skilled at investing. He wasn't skilled at the stocks. He didn't know everything about every company he bought into. But he would invest money and just let it sit. And to this day, Warren Buffett still invests his money. He reinvests it and reinvests it. And this guy has been reinvesting his money for decades, decades. Now, you could say, you know what, maybe if I copy Warren Buffett and I just, maybe with a little extra research, I could be richer than him. You probably could, because Warren Buffett himself admitted, like, he's not the brightest guy. His thing is just his consistency and the amount of time that he's done his investing. It compounded. Now, Warren Buffett, when you really think about it, the guy says that his a lot of his success is due to two main things. One, his consistency to it. and two, obviously, the time that he has given himself to grow that net worth. Um, there is no way that anybody would have been able to do the same that he did, right away. It's just there's just no way. You feel me? And to try to replicate it, a lot of people will try to use all these bots and use this research and all that to, but your bots and your research cannot predict spontaneous moments, natural disasters, whatever. Moral of the story, right? Time beat all challenges when it came to him and his money. Just time. Um, Another example of time being, the magical tool would probably be New York City. So let's talk about New York City. New York City went through a very horrible phase. A very horrible phase. I think it was in the 90s and 80s. And New York City right now is a really pretty city. It's a beautiful city. It's very diverse. It's great. It's a lot more. It's a lot safer. But for a time, New York City was horrible. It was probably the most dangerous city in the United States, and it was buildings were abandoned. It was just horrible. But with time, because it would have never been fixed like that in 1 year. It would be impossible to fix New York City. It takes time. It takes generations. It takes people. Um, but with time, New York City has been able to build itself to be now the number one city in the world. The number one city in the world when it comes to business, money, a lot of the times politics is New York City. You feel me? And that came with time. Now, if we talk about what it takes to really learn the art of patience, I think sometimes it really just takes taking a deep breath and saying, I gotta give it time. And I know that probably sounds like a very boring suggestion or boring advice, but that's what time is. It's boring. Time doesn't ask for attention, and time doesn't necessarily want to come for you or necessarily want to help you speed things up. No, time is time. Okay, when time needs to be there, time needs to be there, and whether you want it or not, it's gonna come. There's gonna be a time where you need to wait for time. You just have no option. Like time it's the third force. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's that magical tool. Without time, you can't build anything that lasts. Um, and then also without time, anything that lasts wouldn't even matter, right? So why would if you want to build something meaningful for yourself, something, whether it's learning a skill, whether it's a relationship or a career path or a creative project, and you want it right away, you just need it right away, it might leave you as soon as you get it. But if you give it the time to grow and you you water it, with time, throughout time, it will last a longer amount of time. Um, Sometimes time can make one feel restless. I will admit that. I feel, I'm not the most patient person in the world, not at all. Mm-mm. But I've learned that time, as much as sometimes it may feel like it works against you, it can also help protect you. Time can be one of those things that people call an external force, or like a hand of God, and not nearly enough people talk about this. But time is one of those things that will connect the dots, and you can only see it looking back. But you gotta trust time, because time isn't against you. Time is on your side as long as you're using it correctly. When you're wasting time, that's one thing, and then time won't be on your side, because before you realize it, you wasted a lot of time, then you feel rushed. But time is usually on your side. Time is one of those things that is very relative as well. And I don't mean this in like just a perspective type of way. It's really relative throughout the world. Time changes for a lot of people. There's people whose weeks and whose days and nights last months, like in the North Pole. Their sense of time is completely different. There's people who genuinely experience life at a faster pace. There's animals who experience life at a faster or slower pace. Time is something else. Time cannot necessarily be explained or be connected to everybody at the same in the same way. Time is very much an interesting third force, and you gotta trust it. You gotta trust it because time pays. Time pays and time charges. The time only charges when you're wasting it. With that being said, I hope you guys liked this video. If anybody needs a one-on-one help with their business, help with any type of mentoring, my Instagram is emmanuel.lvx. That's Emmanuel with two M's. And then there's going to be more details about me in the description. Hope you guys have a good one. If you like these videos, make sure to subscribe. Good night.